I'll start. Okay, just a
Mm.
moment. Yes, good afternoon, students, and welcome to the session of Cambridge. We have with us here Rakhi ma'am. I'll just give a brief intro about Rakhi ma'am. Rakhi ma'am is a leadership and behavioral coach with 29 years of career experience. She has worked with Fortune 500 companies and MNCs, major stakes in UAE and UK. She is currently engaged in transforming individuals from students to leaders. Her methodologies comprises of one-to-one coaching and group facilitating behavioral competencies at multiple industry domains and units. Pioneered in hybrid and online facilitation to reach global clients, delivered around 5,000 sessions and touched the heart of over 2 lakhs of individuals. Good afternoon, Rakhi ma'am, and a warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Very good afternoon, Janvi. I hope that I'm audible and visible also. And
Yes, ma'am.
primarily, thank you so much for this opportunity. Janvi is always being supportive to all of us. And I'm sure that students will also find her very much, facilitating in a very smooth and effortless way. I wish all of you a great afternoon. And thank you so much for finding your time for this session. I know it's not a very open session, but then I would love to have interaction through the chat box. So when and as and when we request you. So please be alert, and then I would request all of you to interact with me also. So once again, a warm good afternoon to one and all. Yes, when we speak about skills, correct? Or we all after I mean from the time we started our education, we really don't know why we are getting into education, right? Our parents have actually pushed into it, and we all got into the school at an age that we don't know what we are into, what is the game that is there set for us. So we are all into that mindset, and after a few years passed, we realized that, yeah, this game is something not very easy, and I need to play it by myself. Yes, people will be there to support me, but then this game, I need to own and earn for this game, right? And later on, you realize that very much that the outside world is not that easy as we all think. However, people around you would help you out to make it a better place. Even to my children, I tell them the same thing. We can only support you, but once you get into your profession or once you get into your career roadmap, you will have to fight it for yourself. So I'm sure, friends, you are into the juncture of getting into a profession where we need a lot of guidance, and at the same time we are not sure what are the skills that we require, what are the how much of knowledge that we need to acquire. All these things are confusing to all of us because every day things are changing, right? So therefore, how does this particular session, or as we say, the soft skills, is going to make a difference? Okay. So as per the research, Gallup research, 63% of the people who have been recruited for a technical reason or a functional reason, 63% of them were recruited. And only for that, actually, they have been recruited, only appointed based on their technicals and functional skills. But later on, only they decided that that is not enough for you to communicate with your clients, to negotiate with the people, stakeholders, to get the business, to get into sales, marketing, because any company is always looking forward to accomplish their goals. So that is where with the significance of the soft skills becomes very important. So I just would like to ask you all, you can put it on the chat box also. What are the skill set that comes into your mind when I use the word soft skills? Would anybody like to put it on the chat box or on the Q&A thing? Are we open with that, Janvi? Have you opened it?
Yes, ma'am, it's open.
Okay, wonderful.
Students can reply. Yes, students can reply.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Nisha, Monica. Nice to see you all here. I've got Anonymous too. So, what are those words comes into your mind when I use the word soft skills? Okay, very good. Interpersonal skills, communication skills. What else? I'll be engaging you for the next 2 hours. Yeah, today it's the first day, I think. So it will be 2 hours. And the first hour will be explaining or discussing about soft skills, and the second would be of attitude. Very good. So behavioral skills, face-to-face communication, presentation skills. Yeah, you know it all, right? Very good. Okay, excellent. Empathy. I love that. Thank you so much for that. So, therefore, let's just get into what we are going to discuss today. So, in this unit, this is a very simple unit. What is soft skills and why we need to have soft skills for our success? Whether soft skills can be cultivated. Okay, so these are the topics that we are going to cover. And one small thing which I'd like to echo is out. Normally, in our career or in our lifetime, in our professional journey, we invest 90% of our the money that we invest on your education is invested on acquiring technical knowledge, and we only invest probably less than 10% on developing the soft skills or the behavioral skills, as you rightly mentioned. However, I've been working for almost 28 years now. Of that, 16 to 15 years of my career was with organizations. After that, I got into my own venture. I realized one thing, that your technical skills or the functional skills can get you the first door open or the gateway, but the rest of the doors will open only when you have these people skills or the soft skills. It's all about dealing with people, right? Okay. Therefore, let's just get into the definition of the soft skills. So they are the yardsticks which is normally used by the organization to evaluate employees. So if you ask me, normally any aptitude test or any case studies that comes prior to the interview, it is mostly the technical skills that they evaluate you on. However, when it comes to interview, you're completely interviewed, mostly interviewed based on your behavioral skills or how you handle situations, how you had been with your team, what is that you contributed, how did you do that. So these questions are very much related to the soft skills and the behavioral skills. And they are also used as a measurement to understand who should be hired, retained, or promoted. So therefore, and if you think that people has got their aptitude, the knowledge, they have enough competencies, the main yardstick which actually gauge the which person needs to be chosen is certainly based on your behavioral skills. I hope that you understand the importance of that. Why does it matter? Okay, it certainly helps us to deploy our personality, attitude, and our behavior to successfully manage our lives and relationships around us. I'm also a professor in one of the colleges here. So I normally teach for the postgraduate students. So I have one of these students. His name is Mr. Mithun. So Mithun is one person. Well, I mean, I would say he's the star. He knows how to. He not only is good in his studies, academics, he's also equally good in handling his friends and the team. So earlier, everybody I can say was like a group, but then with the way that he influenced others, the way he speak to other people, the way he coordinate, he became like an influencer within few months. And he became a star because of his ability to kind of, interact with other people, to communicate with other people, being there for them. All these things made him far beyond the others. And that changes the whole culture of the college in the school, in his class as well. But I also have experienced the other side of it, where one person can actually ruin the culture of your classroom too. But I'm not going to get into those details. So they are the people who allow to collaborate with others in a seamless and a frictionless manner. This is, when I read this, Mithun came into my mind. So I was so glad that to read, Mithun will definitely reach, whatever that he wants in his life. Now the categories of the skills. So there are what we call as the people skills and self-management skills. So mainly, if you ask me, I call it as three skills. Okay, that is one, self-management. The secondly, managing people within your organization, the stakeholders, and your customers. So these, we need to have separate skill set to handle all these types of people, according to my understanding. Okay, so for self management, you would definitely need a positive attitude. You need to have that goal setting for yourself, managing your time, stress management. All these things comes under managing yourself or self management skills. Whereas when it comes to people skills, you need to have communication skills, interpersonal skills, innovative ideas, and problem solving, perhaps, a teamwork, and appreciating others, giving feedback to others. All these things becomes people skills to handle your stakeholders. Whereas to customers, you need to have the customer centricity, you need to be empathetic, you need to be emotionally intelligent, you should know how to solve their problems, you should be able to be innovative for them. A lot of patience is required. Likewise, we need to have different skill set for different professions, or probably in your professional life. These three things are mandate. Coming to the soft skills versus the hard skills, so which we already spoke about, because the hard skills are something which helps you to move from one point to another point, or help you to utilize that intangible things. Okay, you need to have that hard skills to repair something as an engineer, or perhaps to solve or to create, for you in your case, to do the auditing, in with following the process, and doing a trial balance, the profit and loss account, submitting the income tax returns for the customers, getting that audited very well, identifying those mistakes. So these are all technical skills, as we call it as. Okay, are handling the accounts of many organizations, helping them with the statutory things, all those things, actually, compliance, processes, so on and so forth. So the soft skills are the personal attributes that allow us to understand ourselves and others too. And it also helps us in frictionless manner with other people, because so many things can be misunderstood at any point of time. There'll be conflicts that is happening. We are not able to reach in consensus with others. Ego comes into. So all these things, how we can handle it in a better way. Okay, how you can handle crucial conversations with people. These are non-transferable and cannot be measured in tangible terms. So these are things that people are not going to believe you by saying that. You cannot say that, like, I possess 10 kgs of this one. You cannot show people as a statistics, correct? So it's basically not tangible, the soft skills. But hard skills at the same time are the knowledge, the way you practice, and your aptitude, as we mentioned earlier, to do something well. And they are also the technical qualifications that is required to make a job effectively. They are also teachable abilities that can be defined and measured. So we normally say that hire people for their attitude, and we can train them on the aptitude. I repeat, hire people for their attitude, but train them for their aptitude. Okay, so a good blend of this guarantees you a professional success. And why these skills are important for success, because as I mentioned earlier, we cannot work independently. We are interdependent, and we all need to work as a team in an organization. You cannot run your organization before yourself. So therefore, when we are coming across any problems that you face, so you need to have certain tools in your hand that you can handle those particular situations. And for that matter, what you will do if you don't have the technical skills with you, how will you handle such a situations? So perhaps you would need to convince somebody or persuade one of your team member to help you out, right? Asking for help, asking for feedback. So these all things will make a beautiful environment around you if people feel free to help you, to people help, to ask for help. All these things becomes a blend. People are ready to interact with each other, brainstorm, come up with new ideas. So therefore, confidence to take challenges on you, your willingness to learn and unlearn, and your ability to compete and collaborate, uh, having a never give up attitude, and also the abilities to add value to the people. So as a leader or as a colleague, we can't work by ourselves. We need to add value to the other people's life, especially to the company, right? And so it is proven that the hard skills contributes to only 15% of one's success. Look at that. Whereas soft skills contribute to around 85%. Okay. And yes, how can we obtain the soft skills? So before I move ahead, let us do a few exercises. Okay. And allow me to stop sharing this. So we will do certain exercise and I want you to answer that. Let me open up for you so that you are clear. So the situation is there are some situations and there are some soft skills that could prove useful in those situations. So as we said, it's all based on the situations that you will encounter. What are the type of soft skills that you probably would need? Okay, now my question to you before I get into that activity, imagine that you are dealing with a client, okay, who is really upset with the service that we are providing. Okay, now can you tell me what are the soft skills that you require that comes handy to you at this particular situation? I repeat once again, imagine that you have a client who is upset with uh, a who is upset with a work, a task that we have done, which he or she thinks it's an incomplete and he is upset with us. In order to handle that particular client, uh, what to diffuse his anger or to handle that situation, what are the soft skills that you think we need? If you can just put it on the chat box, I'll be really happy. I hope the question is clear to all of you. If the client is upset with any of the tasks that we have done, you are a part of the organization. So as a leader or an executive member, what are the soft skills that you need to handle and diffuse the anger of that customer? And, maybe, I don't know, finding a solution or whatever. So that is up to you how you want to handle. But I would like to know what are the soft skills that you need here. Okay, I loved it. Somebody mentioned positive attitude, confidence, presence of mind, emotional intelligence. What else? Staying calm. Very good. Problem solving skills. Yeah. Readdressing skills, or perhaps, convincing. Yeah. Convincing comes later. Yes. What else? Ability to understand their position. Important. Where their frustration is coming from. Empathy is the word. I will give motivation to him or to complete her work. Okay. So this is mainly the Okay, you probably will give motivation to your staff to complete the work, but you're encountering with your client. So the client is upset. So how will you, yeah, the problem solving abilities, okay, or probably to identify what is the root cause behind it, right? But that comes at a later point, I think. Self con. Yeah, I love that. Whoever has written VB, I love it. First of all, primarily listen to what they wanted to say. Apologize. I love that. Excellent. Apologize, right? And please don't give excuse to them that, oh, defensive. So normally what I have experienced in any organization is that whenever people are trying to solve a problem, first of all, they will ensure that it is not my mistake. This happened because of these rules. We our system got hung. So we will come up with all the excuses in the world where the client feels, oh my God, why did I complain to this person? So I loved when you said that even though whether you did a mistake or you didn't do a mistake, the clients always love to hear an apologetic tone, not because of that we have done a mistake, however, for the reason that they have to go through that situation scenario, that is where we apologize. And after you said, the first word that they would like to hear from you is a sorry. So the apologetic, say, that kind of a sensitive mindset is required. Offer solutions, yes, absolutely, yeah. Improve it, yeah. Accountability, wow, what a beautiful word is that, yeah. Being accountable, don't decline or deny. Okay, say that I will correct it. Main hu na. So that is the attitude. Good listening. We should be patient enough to hear. Absolutely, give confidence, communication, problem solving. So I'm so glad that leadership skills, yeah, politeness towards customers. First, we have to ensure that he feels comfortable, absolutely create an ecosystem that they feel comfortable. So mainly what I do is that I tell them, thank you so much for bringing it to our notice. So this is what I do to make an environment where they feel comfortable. We ask them the problem and find solutions according to the problem. Very good. Rational thought process. Yeah, important. Patience, listening, ability to listen. I'm so glad. Arya, I loved it. I ensure that firstly to calm down the client, but calming down, please don't tell them to calm down. They will never calm down. Okay, they will have to ventilate the whole thing. And then when you say apology, perhaps, they will start calming down. You explain him all the necessary reasons behind the dissatisfaction of the client, or perhaps rephrase what is their concern. That's very important for them to know that you have understood that particular problem. Would convince him and ensure him that we will not make him upset again. Yeah, that comes as a later point of time. Okay, that probably you can ask a question to them, that what do you think that you could have, we can do better for you, please do give us feedback on that. So then he say that I'm very happy with what you have done, how you have handled it. And then you can say that we assure you that next time we will not give a space or a gap for such kind of situations. Understand his grievance. Very good. Empathy. We will first apologize. We can provide extra. I'm so glad that I'm getting so much of. Thank you so much, Guy. I really, really appreciate. Okay, and yes. So moving on, let me just present you with the scenario, and I would give you around 10 minutes to look into to match up that. So first of all, let me present so you'll have a better idea about it. Just give me a second. Okay, here we go. Janvi, if you can just tell me whether it is visible to all of them.
Yes, ma'am. Just a moment.
Okay. Yeah, tell me what is visible. If you can read the first statement, I'll be really happy.
Ma'am, for me, it is very small, the letters, because two screens. Huh?
Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. So for the children, can you see now? I've made it a little bit more.
No, ma'am. It's very small for me.
Okay. Just give me a second. Oh, 1 second, 1 second. I think I have displayed something else. Give me a minute, okay? Not sure why I'm not able to present that. Ah, here we go. Can you read it now?
No, ma'am, for me it's very small still.
So what do you think for the students? They will not be able to read that. This is that
Students will be
worksheet.
able, ma'am, students will be
Okay.
able to.
So if they can confirm with me whether they can read it. Okay. One of you, can you please confirm? Can you read that worksheet? Just put a Y if you can. Okay. So somebody is saying turning off. Okay. I'll turn off my camera. Just see if you can.
Yeah, is it visible, students now? It's visible, students are saying.
Okay, fine. So I would want you to work on the one that is, here are some situation and soft skills that could prove yourself useful in those situations. So match the two. And please let us remember that more than one soft skills can prove useful in each situation. So what I would recommend you take 5 minutes and identify what is that we require as soft skills for a job interview. So in the chat box, you can put job interview and what are the soft skills that is associated that can really come handy to you in those situations. And then you can put conflict as second. So in whichever way you put it, I'll be glad, not to worry. You don't have to put everything together. So let's just start with that. I'll pause here for 5 minutes. I hope that time will be sufficient for you to handle. If not, please do tell me. Already started getting answers, but take your time. Say one is D. Okay. What else? Is it only D? Yeah. Interpersonal. Okay. I would give a second, according to me, I'll give you a second uh, ranking to the interpersonal. First is, of course, communication skills and confidence. What else do you think will stand par with communication skills? Okay, so I'm getting more answers to one is D, two is A, conflict. Okay, and the three is D. What else? Four is E, high pressure situations. Okay, and five is B. Oh, very good. Okay, I love that. Very nice. So I don't know who is anonymous. They have mentioned. Okay. So 1D, 2A. So especially I love the last one, the integrity, right? I really love that. Okay, somebody has written, Amit, interpersonal skills are actually, see, communication is about, good question actually. It's about to convince others or probably to express your ideas with other people is communication, correct? Your ideas and then conversing with them. Also, it includes listening, questioning skills, so on and so forth. Interpersonal is identifying that you have a personality style and others also have different personality styles and able to adapt to the style of other people and create a proper outcome or a long lasting relationship. So that is what is the difference between interpersonal skills and the communication skills. I hope it is clear to you, Amit. Interpersonal is more about knowing others and then being agile and being adaptable to the situations and to the people and to create that long term relationship. So I believe that we have concluded here as the job interview, as mostly have mentioned, communication skills and confidence is very important in job interviews. Also, I would say a little bit of stress management, soft skills will also help you to handle situations in the job interview. How many of you agree with me? You can tell me because I have been in the other side. Most of the people, whenever they are on the interview panel, they know how to communicate well. They are confident, but if they're not able to handle any stressful situations that has been brought to them, they find it difficult. They will not be able to speak appropriately. Therefore, I said, the stress management is also really good before you go for the or attend the interview panel. The second one, conflict at the workplace. I really loved that you mentioned that we need to know how to solve the problems. That's also really good. Okay, conflict at the workplace. And here again, the communication skills and confidence will also stand hand in hand for the conflict. Because if we have to resolve it, you should know how to communicate with other people. And again, we should be able to be confident about situations, right? Okay, very good. And if making a presentation, so most of you have mentioned that we need to know how to interpersonal skills is also good. Communication skills and confidence, stress management also is required for a presentations for that, right? Okay, so I don't know how many of you agree with me. And high pressure working situations, yes, of course, the stress management and also solving the problem, the high pressure situations, you need to take control over the situations, right? And again, interpersonal skills also comes handy because when pressure is really hyped up, others are also going through that. So how will you handle other people? That becomes important. Account keeping, I loved integrity, very much I loved it. And at the same time, we also need to be able to communicate what you wanted to with regards to the account keeping. Okay, but integrity is the first one. I totally agree with that. So, loud round of applause for all of you. Thank you so much for that. Okay, moving on. Let's get into the next situation. So, I hope it's clear to all of you. The screen is clear. Read the following job listing posted on an online employment portal. List the soft skills a potential candidate would need for the post. That is, XYZ Company Limited is looking for an MBA with specialization in sales and marketing. Freshers can apply. Location is Noida. The job description is the candidate will be responsible for all marketing scales and business development activities of XYZ company, which includes print and online events. So very much, like a brand manager or a social media manager, social media marketing, whatever that, it's all buzzwords that you know better than me. The candidate will be required to interact with top officials of the IT, finance, banking, education, and health industries. The job provides you ample opportunities for growth. So the job responsibility, as you can see, calling prospective delegates, generating appointments for the sales. I wanted to focus on this one, okay? The team sales, coordinating with the sales team, communicating with clients for pre-post sales support, follow up on incoming leads, conducting background market research for magazines and events, creating marketing materials for print and online campaign. So these are the things. Now you don't have to talk about the functional skills or the technical skills. I'm looking for the soft skills only. So if you can, I'll give you another 3 to 5 minutes more. Can you please identify as many soft skills that comes into your mind, that if you think you are applying for this particular post, what are the soft skills that you require for this? I believe you are clear. Yes, Irfan. As you said, problem solving. But normally in a behavioral interviews, problem solving is, they will give you perhaps prior to that, as we said, no, the aptitude and all those tests will be done prior, mostly prior to the interview. But during the interview, they don't give you that. They will try to avoid it, because we get very nervous when we are being asked to solve a problem in front of everybody. But if you think that people do that, yeah, then yeah, probably more than problem solving, stress is also required, right? So I'm trying to read your messages. So I think I have started getting effective communication, creativity. I love that. Public speaking, yeah, speaking, presentation skills, active listening, confidence, analytical thinking, creativity. I love it. I love it. Collaborative skills, yeah, with everyone. Persuading others, very important. Negotiating, yeah. Active listening, leadership skills, strategic thinking. Wow. Accountability, Ria, you love accountability. Yeah, accountability for what you have done. Yeah, but probably that we can talk, because at that fresher level, uh, people don't expect accountability to start with, at least. Coordination with peers, communication, confidence, stress, sound knowledge of what is happening around. Yeah, that is there. I was looking more into the soft skills. Yeah. So the market intelligence. Yeah, I think that's good. Communication, always remain calm, ready to handle complicated situations. Yeah. Remaining updated. Understand the need of the customer. Very good. Ability. Critical thinking. Wow. VB scored again. Critical thinking. Very good. Know the customer's needs. Networking. Wow. Darby, that's amazing. Resilience. Wow. I love that. I love Kiran. Just put personality development. I love that. Skills to handle to their customers, skills to communicate with top management. Yeah, very important. Innovative ideas for sales and marketing designation would require soft skills. Okay, Arya, I agree totally. Prefer to my client is communication skills. Very good. Okay, yeah, body language could be. Multitasking, yeah, but yeah, not at the beginning stage, integrity. So I think we have used all the skills. Okay. But if at all I have to say, no, this you don't have to put it here, but if at all I have to say five most important skills, you can think for yourself. The first, most significant skills in this case, probably you can shortlist. Okay. Because we can't possess all these, right? That's another. That's why I'm coming to the next one. Okay, so moving on to the last one of this particular, that there are two activities actually, so it goes hand in hand. One thing, can you list out any? Yeah, you mentioned it already. Now, we have identified the three soft skills that you would like to claim at an interview. How would you demonstrate proof to the interviewer that you possess these skills? So, what is it is actually, imagine that you have put in three soft skills on your resume. Okay. For example, you have put in communication skills, you have mentioned risk taking risk or leadership. I would want you to come up with how would you demonstrate or prove to the interviewer that you possess these skills. How will you do that? Think for yourself. So you can put in which soft skills and how will you demonstrate? Because I mean, people senses, right? So how will you do that? So I'll tell you a small story that happened. You can also think while doing it. Okay. Um, so I remember while I was being asked a question. So where I had put in my resume a go-getter. Okay. So always, leading the team. So I had put in that. So one of the questions that was asked while I was in Dubai uh, for one company who I interviewed for, they asked me this question. So how will we believe that you are a person, who takes initiative and you're a go-getter? So I told them a story, and I would say because you need to demonstrate some situations. So in that case, I will give you a small tip. So make a note of this. It's called a STAR, STAR. And what does it stands for? STAR stands for situation. S stands for it's an acronym. S stands for situation. T stands for the threat. A stands for the action that you took, and R for result. Okay. So to put it in context, let me just give it to you. Okay. Yeah, somebody wrote the risk taking, took the CMA exam. Yeah, but you need to demonstrate it to them. Why do you think it was a risk that you took? What are the steps that you took that you came out of that? Right. And you came out of that with really resilience. How did you do that? So I normally demonstrate. I was doing my second year undergrad and I became the college arts club secretary, which is actually for a lady during that particular time to become an arts club secretary was not easy. But I was made, I was forced to become, okay, seriously speaking. Now, what happened? We had a celebrity, a sign artist, who agreed to be the chief guest. Now, the day before, not even a day before, the previous day, that was Sunday morning, I was informed. That time there is no mobile and all that, okay? There was only landlines. So I was informed by the celebrity secretary that he cannot make it because he has got some emergency personal thing. Now we got very panicked. So that is the situation that we faced. Okay, the last minute of information. Now, this is a threat because Sunday, we need to find out a chief guest who is equivalent or maybe above par. Otherwise, we are going to face problem with from the college union as well as everybody, they're not just going to be a complete spoiled day. And now the another threat was that last minute finding out celebrity was a problem. So then I immediately informed all those people. I'm just going to make the story short, okay? I informed everybody. And one of my colleague said, why can't we ask that celebrity only if he can recommend anybody? Because nothing was coming into our head. And not that I was studying in a college, from a city itself. So we requested the celebrity only, can you please help us with finding? So he named a person, a director's name, and he said, why don't you approach? He's in town with you. I will also put a word. So we immediately, me along with other few people, we went and met him at the where he was staying. Thankfully, he agreed. Now the challenge in front of us was the message that had gone to everyone is that about that former chief guest. But now, how will we inform? Because it's going to be a reverse way of thought process that people are going to. I don't know how people are going to react. We didn't know. So what we did, the action that we took is that we went to the college and we removed, that time it was all posters. There was no Instagram flyers, nothing. So we removed all the posters with that celebrities, this thing. And we went to the printing press Sunday, one of our friends' father's printing press. We got initially 50. We asked them to print another 150. And then we got the 50, not very clear and all that, but thoda like ho jayega karke. So we came and we only pasted it with the help of few people who were in the college. So somehow we managed and we informed the other people who had the landline to inform their neighbors that this had happened last minute kind of. Now, the result was by the time we made sure that at least 80% of the students are aware that there was a change that had happened to the agenda. So we could handle situations and we made people stand at the college gate, to inform them in case if they are not aware. So we could actually reduce the intensity of the immediate retaliation that people could have. And the best thing that happened is that that person came on time and he did the welcome address and he did an excellent job actually. And because he knew that this had happened and he took it in a very humorous way and then he told us the story. He was the director of the movie. So he did an excellent job. And my principal, after the day was over, he came personally to me and he said, "This is one of the best arts day that the college have ever witnessed in the last 25 years." That was a great compliment. So this is what I say my story for the risk taken. That's how I demonstrate it. So maybe not a story, but at least a small incident can help us. Yeah. So I hope it's clear to you. This is for your future. Okay. If I had mentioned about leadership skills in my resume, I would explain about my past. Yeah, where I did, I have possessed such. So exactly, Arya. So, but then put it in a star model. Did you like it? The star model. The reason being, or how many of you knew it? Because the reason being, if you don't put it in that model, the story can go long and long, and you will never reach anywhere. Therefore, I mentioned. Okay. So communication, actively participating in responding to their questions with ample amount. See, communication, of course, but then um, they would be asking for a situation that you have proven, not at the time of the interview. Okay, prior to that. So mainly a presentation that you did that people loved it, and the comments that you have got. So this could be something that you can talk about. The leadership could be that you faced a situation and how you came up along with the other team members. Yeah. Okay. Fine. I hope it's clear to all of you. Yes. So the last one we'll get into is this activity. Uh, Now list out 2 soft skills you admire in the following people. Okay. Your favorite teacher, your best friend, a CEO that you admire, your parents, your security guard. So if you can just list out. Star model is S stands for situation. T is threat. That means the what are the concerns that you are facing. A stands for action that you took, and R is the result. What was the outcome of that, which was positive? Any situation that you have been asked, if you can use this model, there will be a clarity and you will not go out of the way in communicating. Because, when you go for an interview, you will get panic, right? So if you have this model and you rehearse it this way, it will help you out. Janvi, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Audible, ma'am.
Okay, because I'm getting a message, sharing is paused. You will need to go back to the window you are sharing. Is the window? I don't know. There's a message. So students, can you please help me out? Am I audible?
Ma'am, you are audible here. And
Mhm.
the screen is there only. You were actually mentioning the story, na? So the screen was
Ah,
there only. So no issue.
okay, fine. So yeah, I would want you to write for yourself, okay, about your teacher. Yeah, so I'm getting answers. Teacher's responsibility and perseverance. CEO you admire is okay. Friends is trustworthy and positive. Sakshi has given a story. I like that. I love it. In my college, I was asked suddenly to MCA program. Very good, Sakshi. Library went and pulled my confidence. Very good. So if you can just put it in the star model, Sakshi, it will be more clear to the listeners. Okay. So I love that. Shaina says about teacher, parents. Okay. There's a message for Janvi. Security, cooperation, and awareness. Oh, that's lovely, teacher. I always. Okay. So now we'll come to the last one. Okay. So that is from amongst the listed qualities, check the ones that you feel you need to work on. So whatever that you have just mentioned, what we were talking about, or the teachers, we spoke about the teachers, the best friend, your CEO, your parents, or your security guard. You can perhaps list out certain qualities that you think. I would like to add one more thing. One thing that is you think is your strength, and three strength and three things that you would like to work on. Can we please put that? Just three qualities, that soft skills that you think you are the qualities perhaps, okay, that you have, and three that you need to work on. And friends, the soft skills are habits, okay? We can definitely cultivate it over a period of time. If you don't have the communication skills, if you don't have the resilience, if you don't have the presentation skills, we do it a little bit one day, that 1% principle, you work on it to get that self knowledge and awareness, and be with the people who can help you with at an earlier stage itself. You can do that as a student, and observe others who possess those kinds of things, one thing at a time. If you can learn, so for example, if you can learn one thing from Janvi, if you can learn one thing from me, if you can learn one thing from people who are around you, certainly that is going to add value. And yes, you are learning from people not only positive behaviors but also negative behaviors that we think we should not possess, right? So that's also another way of putting it across. And yes, one can observe the people around all of us at any point of time. Observation is totally different, okay? Observation is to learn something from them, not just listening. There is a difference between listening and listening is mainly to understand, but observation is to learn something from them. Okay, so bring out those kinds of skills in you. These positive behaviors are certainly to be emulate it, and the negative ones we need to avoid, or at least try to minimize it gradually. Okay. So, yes, if you have put in the informations, would be great. I want to develop tolerance and listening skills. I love that, Erin. Gestures to meet someone else. Is it gestures? Okay, fine. Great. So that's the end of this first soft skills and you. Any questions you have? Just wanted to know what is one takeaway that you had from this particular session. I'd like to hear before I move on to the next. That is the positive attitude. Janvi, would you like to? I mean, we are not taking a break, right? We are continuing. No, Janvi? Hi, Janvi.
Hello, ma'am. Sorry,
Yeah,
there was
are we
network
continuing?
issues.
We are continuing, or are we taking a break or
Yes, ma'am.
something? We are continuing, right? Okay.
And we will continue if yes, yes.
Okay. Fine. So, any questions you have, I'll just pause here. And with regards to the soft skills, just the topic that we've covered, I'll be really happy to hear from you all. No questions? Good for me. Okay. Okay. No worries. So let's just start with the next session. That is positive attitude. Hmm. Okay. So I'll just like to share small scenarios with all of you. Okay. Um, Imagine that you have identified four glass. Okay, that is, or you can call it a tumbler, whatever it is. Consider there are four glasses. Okay. Now you put water into that, a half filled water. Now in one of that glass, take the first one. You added a cotton, the cotton balls. You add few cotton balls. Okay. And in the second one, you put, what should I put? A wooden doll. Consider wooden doll, a small wooden doll. The third, I put a mud, okay, made of clay. Hmm? And on the fourth, I put sugar. Okay. Now, I would want you to think and let me know what will happen to the objects that go into the water, and what will happen to the water also. Just think and tell me what will happen to the object that goes into the water and what will happen to the water itself. Soumya will definitely take this question, okay, at the end of the session. I read it. Panic about interview. Okay, the cotton absorbs the water. And gradually the density of the water will decline, correct? Sujata, thank you. Cotton absorbs the water in the first tumbler. Cotton will soak the, reduces the water level. I love that. In case of cotton, it absorbs. Wooden doll will get soaked. Okay. But anything happens to the water, sugar get dissolves, wooden doll just gets soaked. Sugar will dissolve. What else? The wooden will increase the water level. In that case, the cotton balls are going to soak a little water. Thank you so much, guys. I really loved it. So, just to consider this as a metaphor to how we face different situations. Okay, so let's consider. Now, imagine in this particular class, some people are like cotton. Okay, they sit in the class, they absorb everything. Okay, and they will keep it to themselves. They will not share it to anybody. Okay, so that is how cotton bulge, taking everything from the space, but it will not share with anybody unless you'll have to squeeze it, have to force it. It will not do it by yourself. Okay, so have you seen such people who will learn for themselves and they don't share with anybody? Have you seen such people? Okay. Now, the second type of people, I think I have mentioned wooden doll. If I'm not mistaken, please don't now get upset with me. What does the wooden doll do? The wooden doll just gets wet, okay, but it doesn't absorb anything. It is there, it's present, but then nothing will happen to them. They will not make notes. They're just on there, but they are not bothered about. Their presence are not felt. Okay. So have you seen such people who are in the class, but then they're there. They don't even take notes. They're just there. They you can see them, but their presence are not felt. And there is a third type of people who, like a mud doll, they not only get dissolved, but they also uh, changes the state of the whole water itself. That means the whole water get contaminated. Now, these kinds of peoples are the people who will not learn by themselves, but who will not allow others also to learn. Okay. So have you seen such people? Yeah, I'm getting beautiful this thing. So they poison the whole environment. Um, yeah, and they actually try to manipulate the people around also. Yeah, have you seen such people? And the last but not the least, uh, yes, you all figured it right. The sugar will dissolve in the water. Not only that, wherever they go, wherever they go, they always spread smile and positivity. Have you seen such people? So there is a famous quote by uh, Johnny C. Maxwell. He says that, do you bring happiness when you are there or when you get out of that particular place? So this is exactly what we were talking about, positive attitude. And I agree with you. It's not at all easy for us to remain positive all the time. But can we stop spreading negativity? That is the question, right? Okay, yeah, I love that. There are so many answers, which is totally ideal to what we were discussing right now. So allow me to share the screen with all of you. Just a moment. Oh, I shared something different. Just a minute, okay? Which PowerPoint I'm sharing? I'm just thinking. Are you guys able to see the presentations? Please confirm with me. Janvi, is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. It's visible. Yes,
What
ma'am.
is that? What is that you can see? What is that you can see? Can you tell me?
Yes, ma'am. It's attitude.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. So I hope that we are all on the same page. Okay. And yes, in this unit, you will learn what is meant by attitude, the importance of positive attitude, how to develop the positive attitude and become adaptable. Yes, it is. Attitude is one of the first soft skills. Nobody can teach anybody attitude. All right. So it's more like an intrinsic motivation. It's definitely a feeling and opinion about something or someone or a way of behavior that is caused by this. Okay. So in other words, it's a behavior a person adopts towards other people, things, or events. So yesterday, I was doing a session in one of the most famous hotels here in my place. By the way, I'm from Cochin. So I was doing a session for them. So we were the topic was growth mindset. So how does our mind works? The attitude or the behavior that we show is just the end product of what we have in our mind. I think you all agree with me. Now, what makes the mindset or what is there, what exactly forms the mindset? So we need to know that actually. So the mindset is actually the mental processing of all your habits and tendencies that you have, which is totally shaped based on our belief, our biases, our thought process, and also how we act and interact with other people. This will decide our attitude. So, for example, if you think that change is not really good, you probably would uh, avoid um, situations which demands for you to change. If you think conflict is not good for us, you will see yourself avoiding situations which might lead to conflict. If you think having a different perspective is really valuable, that will add value to my understanding, you will be more open to be debatable, to listen to others, make notes of situations. Uh, that is exactly the outcome of what you believe, what you think, and how you act, which what we call as the attitude, according to me. Okay. How you see things, how you do things, and that will decide the result that you get. So there are two things worth noting in the definition of attitude, that it is a feeling or it is just an opinion. The attitude determines our behavior, the way you behave, how you see things, okay? And your feelings. The feelings is actually a long lasting thing. So the behaviors that we have may be positive or negative. It is important to build that positiveness in our life, which will help us to respond to situations in empathy and sincerity. So in this particular module, we are more focusing on, even if it is a negative situations, how will you see it in a positive way? So I would like to ask you a question before I get into that. Now imagine that you are traveling in your own scooter or your bike. Now suddenly the you are on your way to the office. Okay, you are getting delayed, and you had to stop your vehicle in the middle of nowhere kind. You could only see paddy fields around. Okay, and nobody is around also. And I'm sure that this situation probably would prompt you to think in a negative way. But my question to you, how will you take a deep breath, and how will you think this as a positive situation, and how will you handle such a situation? So I hope my question is clear to all of you. I repeat, imagine you are in a situation where your vehicle have broke down, and this happened in a place of nowhere. You can only see paddy fields around. There is nobody. So how will you consider, will you take a deep breath and consider this as a positive situation? And how will you, what are the things that you will act, which leads to a positive response? That's my question. Okay. Yeah, ये कुछ नहीं, हम ठीक कर देगा. Okay, that's good in a way. Or you can even say that, oh, only it just broke down, but nothing happened to me, right? Or isn't it so? I'm alive. कोई बात नहीं, ये तो चलता रहता है. I love that. Okay, हम ठीक कर देंगे. Very good. What else you will think? Time management. Maybe you will call the office and say, correct? So I'm delayed because of this. So you don't have to take that stress also, right? So positive attitude doesn't mean that everything around you can be, will should be positive. Then only we will be positive. That never works, right? But how you see, there is always a two-way how you see the situation. So that the way you view needs to be changed. I'll claim down myself and cut off all the negative thoughts. Very good. I would think of a solution. Very good. But stay calm. Try to get rid of it. Very good. If my phone network works, I'll inform the work and I will take a break and enjoy the scene. I love this, Sujata. I really loved you. That's amazing. Yeah, I have not seen the scenery, the hills for such a long time. Oh my God. Only because of this thing that I was able to now, enjoy this scenic beauty, right? That's lovely, Irfan. I love that. Ensure safety. Very good. Notify someone in the workplace, contacting them. Plan for repair. Very good. I love that also. Maybe good because further they might be, yeah, big obstacles. Thank God that it only didn't worsen. Yeah. I will enjoy the breakdown as in the routine process. This kind of things never happens. Yeah. Very good. First of all, I keep my calm. But also at the same time, yeah, think my that God is with me, maybe something dangerous. Yeah, absolutely right, Shaina. Big obstacles which can make situations worse. Yeah, very good. Drink water. And yeah, that's also good. God saves. Yeah, I think such a beautiful scenery and love. I love that, Nishi. Very nice. Super. Think that this happened for me. Good sake. Yeah, good. I love that. Okay. Lovely answers. Thank you so much. But easier said than done. uh, More than we becoming positive, difficult to convince other people, right, that we are positive. Okay, so let me just share my screen. So thank you for that. So we'll also quickly get into the, is my screen visible, friends? Okay. So the positive thinking creates a positive attitude. The way that you think will definitely change everything, isn't it? So with the positive attitude, we experience pleasant and happy feelings too. Of course, the adrenaline rush will go down, the cortisol will also go down. Now you will get more of dopamine, right? All the other positive chemicals. Self-talk is the most powerful tool in order to change the negative thoughts into positive ones. So right now, as you all have thought, this is of greater importance that self-talk is certainly our inner voice. It is a running commentary in the back of your mind. It's always knocking on your door, and we need to keep invite them inside and see what is it exactly saying. Now, I normally ask people this question: how do you feel? So people give me this answer: yeah, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm happy. Now, next time, I also would like to ask you a question. How are you feeling? But when I ask you that question, I would want you to check what is this conversation or the self-talk that you're having right now in your mind. That leads to feeling. So identify the narrative, the conversation that you're having in inside. Okay. So for example, if you think that, okay, God has saved me, thank God that nothing. So what is that exact feeling? Are you happy or are you grateful to God? So, aligning that exact feeling that you have in mind and bringing out is of greater importance because we don't know how to put most of the feelings into the word. So, to help you out, identify that. My dear friends, what will happen? Why I'm telling you is because next time when you face such situations, this conversation will be repeated, and immediately your feelings will take a different way of thought process, even though there will be negativity inside you. So, the positive self talk is like having an optimistic voice in your head that always looks on the brighter side, as we just did. This positive self talk definitely improves your confidence. And if you practice that on a daily basis, every hour of your minute, the negative thing in you will take a last bench. Okay. So wipe out that negative self talk. Now, what is self esteem? And I love this word self esteem. So before I get into the self esteem part, let's do a small exercise. Okay. So I'm going to share with all of you the activity. Let's do it together. Okay, just a minute. I'll share it with you. Okay, if you can just tell me, is the screen visible? And do you think that I need to do some adjustment? I'm happy to do that. If not, read these, change these thoughts to positive self talk. For example, it says, this assignment is too difficult for me to handle. But you say self talk, I know this assignment is difficult, but I will approach it systematically and complete it. Likewise, you will also write. I'll give you 5 minutes and then you can write it. I have not tried this before. What you will say instead? I am too disorganized to accomplish this. So find out a better way of positive self talk. I hope uh, I am clear and you understood the activity also. Yeah, okay. Erin says, I will try to do this for the first time. So, or you can even say, I am looking forward to try something new, right? Oh, today I got to learn something new, trying something new. Yeah, so that's also good. As Divisha says, it's always a first time for everything. I'm excited to try something new. I love that. I loved it. Yay, I'm trying this first time. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, take rest for some time and then you can continue. I'm excited to try this because I've not experienced this before. Very good. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Shall we try the next one? I'm too disorganized to accomplish anything. Okay, I'm too disorganized to accomplish anything, but miracle happens to those who believe in it. Okay, so no, you know that you're disorganized, but how do you think that you can have a different perspective? I have to learn. Yeah, I have to learn to be more organized to complete this. Yeah, or I'm going to take tips from people who are organized and accomplish this. I'll take help, correct? I'll manage and find a way. Yeah. So Nishi says that. So I will speak to, let's be more specific. I will speak to one of my friend who is very organized and disciplined, and I'm sure that I'll be able to learn. I'm positive that I will make progress and achieve goals. Yeah, very good. Excellent. Yeah, if not me, then who? Very good. Excellent. What a beautiful attitude is that. Okay. And okay, to keep yourself on perspective, yeah, keep calm down. It's not only you. There are so many other people are also facing it. Okay. So thank you guys. That was wonderful. So I think one of the most appropriate you've already mentioned. You can also say that I know that I can become more organized and accomplished my goals. I will take from others. Probably you can do that. What is the next one? How can we move ahead? I cannot do it without the right resources. That is, I think, beautiful. I cannot do it without the right resources. You know, we normally complain, oh, I don't have that. I will not be able to do that. But how will you put it in a positive way? Yeah, also good, Sakshi. I will start to gather the information within my scope and try to get, yeah, good. Shall we move on to the next? Shall we finish the whole thing, this particular worksheet in another 2, 3 minutes? Yeah, start with whatever resources that you have. Okay, what else? Maybe what resources I have, it will bring an exciting thing. Complete that with the help of some knowledgeable people. Something changes is better. Yeah, I'll try to make it more beautiful within the sufficient. Yeah, I'll try to make it with the resources available right now. Or if you are like a conversation with somebody who says, you know, I cannot do it without the right resources, you can say that, you know, once I have the right resources, I will uh, do it, right? What else, friends? Hmm. What to do with the available resources I have, but I have to do a change. You know, don't use this word I have to, because this sometimes, you know, this I have to become like pushing you to do that. So I would want you to put it in that positive way. I'll try to make it, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will do with the available resources for the best results. That's also good. And yeah, so let's move on to the next ones, please. We'll just finish it fast. So I think you understood, right, how to put it in the positive way. Let's get into the next activity. Okay, friends, you can make a note of it and you can do it yourself. So I also have written it for all of us. So the fourth one, I cannot change. It's too hard. So what I thought is that I am capable of changing um, the situation. Okay. Instead of saying I cannot change and it's too hard, I'll say I am capable of changing the situations and I learn. That's what I have written. And maybe you can also think and tell me. There's no wrong answer, by the way, unless you put it in a positive way. I will never learn how to do this. Maybe you can say that I don't know yet, but I am ready to learn. I'm open to learn, or I'm committed to learn how to do this. Yeah. No one ever talks to me. Okay, this sometimes we feel that, right? Instead, you can say that I will ensure to engage with other people to build connection so that, people starts talking to me. I will try effort. I put that effort. And I cannot get anything done correctly. So what is that I should be doing to uh, do the things correctly with focus? Okay. I will never get a promotion. I didn't get a promotion yet, but I am going to put efforts to get a promotion. So you can put it that way, right? So far, no, but then how will I see that? Okay, the next one. Imagine that your classmates, colleagues are making these assertions. Write positive response to each of them. Again, I'll pause here for 5 minutes. You can write all these five and then you can tell me. I found a few glaring mistakes in the document that you created. So your classmates are making these assertions, okay? Write positive response to each that you will say. Maybe I'll go with the first example. So somebody is giving you a feedback that I found a few glaring mistakes in the document that you created. So you would say, perhaps, I appreciate your feedback and I will definitely review the whole document carefully to correct any mistakes, and you will say, thank you for bringing into my notice, to attention. So that is how you take the positive thing. Can you please work on that? The next ones, please. Just do it in one go and then. Okay, so I'm getting answers. I understand your concern about the delays, and I'm working on managing my time better to ensure timely. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Nice. From my experience with you, I feel that you will not be able to handle this assignment. Oh, that is a little too open, right? Okay. So can somebody talk about that one? Because that's a little crucial one. From my experience with you, I feel you will not be able to handle this assignment. I think some people didn't understand. See, actually, somebody is giving you this feedback, but how will you put it positive? How will you handle such a kind of a feedback that is given to you? That is a question. Yeah. So I'm confident in my ability to tackle these types of assignments, and I will demonstrate my skills. But you can be a little more, what you say is that I value the inputs that you have given, but I am committed to prove that I will be able to handle this assignment with effort and also with the help of others. So, can you please allocate someone who can help me out? So, that is another way of putting it across. I understand that you feel the requirement assignment is above my existing. I love that, Swati. But then you can also complete that statement. Okay. I'm sure that if I put my best effort and with the help of few of them, I will be able to do that. All right. Then the next one. I know the timelines that I will give you are unrealistic, but we need to complete this project. So in that case, what we will say, probably, I understand the urgency of that we need to meet the deadline. Maybe we can just review how possibly together with people we all can bring out ideas to make this project possible. Yeah. So instead of just saying that we will make it done, we can always say, let us review the things and get inputs from everyone, and let's try to do that. Okay. And we need you to be a little more patient while speaking to the clients than you were in the past few instances. You can always say, thank you for your feedback. I will certainly work on to be more patient and improve my communication skills. If you can tell me exactly what I need to, which area of my speaking that I should be improving with examples, I will certainly work on that. Right. So this is how you probably, without getting upset, there are high chances we might get upset very fast. So how can we handle such situations? And I hope it is helping you to think in a different way. Right, friends? Yeah. Okay. So let me close this and then we'll just come back to our presentations. So far, so good. Any questions for me? Please put in if you have any questions, or else we will continue with the presentation. Okay. Give me a minute. Let me just present it once again for you all. Here we go. Fine. You've seen this already. And I'd like to talk about the self-esteem part of that. So the self-esteem and the positive attitude. The self-esteem is again your state of mind, how much you value yourself. Okay. So as we know, we are all controlled by a self-talk. So the self-talk is more positive. You don't wait for other people, or you actually really not bothered about what others talk badly. You have the patience to evaluate the situations because you know you value yourself. If you don't have the self-esteem or low self-esteem is where we get carried away with what other people think about you. Okay, so that is where we need to create the positive attitude in order to have self high esteem. The self esteem, it indicates that the confidence, how much you worth yourself, and positive regard for oneself. And because, if you really know that most of us, especially the people from our generation, we're always bothered about what other people are thinking, what other people are thinking. Even the family also tells us the same thing. Okay, you are a woman, you act like a woman, you don't act like that. We have been giving all these things actually lower our self-esteem. But if you love yourself, if you find yourself self-worthiness, definitely your self-esteem will go up. This also enables us to defeat negative thoughts and work in harmony with other people so that we can achieve superior results. Okay. And what you need to do to develop the attitude in the workplace. So it definitely gives us an ability to understand the challenges that you face, any confrontations that happens in your face. Our attitude also determines the opportunities that has been given to you. So what are the challenges that you normally face in the workplace is accepting a better idea, okay? Accepting harsh criticisms, unlearning and relearning, and moving out of the comfort zone. So these are the areas that we need to hold on to your attitude and then act upon. So we just came across those scenarios, if you remember. So the best buzzword is adaptability or agility, right? Adapting the situation at any point of time, especially when change is happening, especially when there is a situations changes. As a even for example, anybody goes on leave, but there is a critical situation that we need to deadline to be handled. So that is again where you need to adopt. So will you be the first person to be proactive for that? So adaptability can be defined as one's willingness to change without somebody pushing you. So I normally use the word, who will bell the cat? Okay, if not me, who? If not now, when? Okay, so you don't have to look for other people who is taking initiative. It should come from within you. And it is crucial for every individual as well as for the organization. The organizations needs to create environment that encourages knowledge flow, diversity, autonomy, risk taking, sharing, and flexibility. All of these factors on which the adaptability is thriving. And it gives both everybody, the individuals and the organizations, a competitive advantage. So if you know, within COVID, the companies who have been adaptable uh, or agile, they survived, right? Those people who were rigid, not taking any risk, not sharing or not being flexible, we have seen what had happened to them. And last, adaptability helps us seizing opportunities by taking up multiple tasks, managing multiple assignments, setting priorities, making changes to our attitude not to merge with the new culture around us. Okay, that helps us. And also, finally, 4 steps that you can do to build a flexibility approaches. Look around, use new opportunities. Don't have to wait for anybody to come and knock at your door. Obtain that enriching feedback, okay? Whether it is positive, feedback is feedback. There's nothing called negative feedback and positive feedback. But one thing, when you are giving a feedback, I will also give you a small advice. It's something called feed forward. That means if at all you're giving a feedback, you're also responsible to tell them what can they do better, how they can do things better. That is called the feed forward. Okay, how I need to do it better, how I can do it better. So you better be prepared for that before you give feedback. You cannot just give rocket science and say that this document is not really good. Okay, you should improve. Now the person who is hearing this is confused. Okay, what is that I need to improve? They are expecting you to come up with a solutions for the alternative for them. Now, be ready to learn always and try doing things differently. Okay. So, in fact, that's the end of this, but we will also continue with the the exercises because we still have another 15 minutes. Okay, friends. So far, any questions for me? Do you have any questions or clarifications for me?
Ma'am, one question was asked that you
Just
said you
now,
will
or
take care at the end
that is
of the
the
session.
interview one, right?
No,
I'll
earlier.
definitely. That's
Yes,
what it is. It's regarding the
yes.
interview that I remember. But right now, is there any questions with regards to the topic, the positive attitude topic? We'll also do certain exercises also. Uh, we'll continue with those exercises and then so that you get a different perspective also, a broader perspective. Give me a second, Janvi. I'm just looking for the any questions or something that they have.
Yes.
How can I handle my emotions in difficult situations? Emotions, let it come. Okay. But the thing is, we are not able to identify which emotions is that. That is our problem. Okay. So when the emotions comes in, now always educate yourself. You have two options for everything. Everything and anything, you have two options. Either you react or you respond. That is called the freedom of choice. Let us understand that first. And ask yourself, if I choose the first one, what is going to be the consequences of that? And with the second one, what is the consequences? That is what we call as patience, or handle it with calmness and compose. When any situations comes in, you calm yourself first. Okay, have a glass of water, and even though you want to respond to that, just hold on to that, because the situation is not going to change just because you get upset or you get angry with that. I mean, of course, I agree that we all learn from experience, by the way. Okay, we all need to go through that. There is no formula, one formula that fits everybody. We need to experience it, but being awareness is of greater importance. One thing, what I would suggest you, consider that negative emotions and positive emotions is part and parcel for us. Okay. Like any situations that happens, emotions will always knock at the door. Now, how you consider the emotions is that what you need to know. So, for example, if you have told you have faced a situation of failing any subject, or I normally use the word falling, okay, you only fall, you don't fail. So, if you have not got the best marks, now you tell me, if you have experienced it earlier, you probably would not respond the same way that you have responded the first time. How did that happen? How did that happen? Don't you think that you have put a pause and asked for yourself, have I experienced this before? And what is the point in me handling that way? How can I act differently? Okay. And that is the word that we use here is experience, with experience. Okay. Now, experiencing something that you have already experienced will help you to validate things in a different way. I hope that you are clear with that. Anything that you have experienced earlier, that will give you a perspective and that will help you to handle that situation. But if you have not handled any situations earlier, not come across a situation, be easy with you. Let that emotion come out. It is okay. It is perfectly fine. Feel like crying, if you feel like getting angry, let it happen. But please don't try to uh, not try to prolong that for a long time. If it happens, there are a lot of techniques that you can do, the breathing technique that you can do the counting back, there are so many ways of actually handling if it is an anger. Okay, I'm talking about. But I think other emotions, you don't have to really hold on to that, but reduce the intensity, understanding that I've got the freedom of choice. Okay. Everybody's asking about the interview. By the way, there is a section on interview skills. Huh? So perhaps I don't mind answering the calls, Janvi, but then the topic is getting a little diverted. So therefore, I'll answer these questions with regards to that. If we caught in confusion during what to do, confusions means, is it something that you have forced to say that I don't know, I'm confused? Is that what you mean to say? If that is there, what I would say is that show integrity. Tell them that I have not come across. Now, the thing is, when you keep repeating, I don't know, the interviewer will also get really upset with you. So, what I would suggest you is uh, please be patient and tell them that I have not come across this situation earlier, but it is very interesting. I'm not clear. Can I do a little research on that and I'll get back to you? Or if they're asking for any skills that that you're confused, you can say that if you think this skill or this knowledge is important, I would certainly put effort to learn more about it. Can you give me more details on that? Okay, confusion can happen. Any situations might go out of your hand. That is perfectly fine, guys. It's okay. But regaining your presence of mind is of greater importance. Amit, what I would, from my end, it's only a suggestion with regards to the friends. What I would say is that don't try to make too many friends. Okay, if you are not a person who can. So what you do, this is a one advice which one of my friend gave me. Like it's called as a quiet leadership. So don't force yourself to get into a big group. First, be comfortable with small groups. Okay, 2 people, 3 people. Start talking to them slowly, and then take you out to a very big group of people or something like that. Slowly you get comfortable with that. Don't push yourself. Okay, because probably that is not a character that you have. Hmm, what else? Okay. Okay, we'll just do this last exercise, Janvi. Okay, and then
Yes,
we can. What was that interview question? I'll take that question too. I didn't want to disappoint her.
ma'am, it's in the published section.
But I think it is kind of, you can just read it for me, identify that.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
looked for
Sure.
it, but I couldn't find it. I'm sorry
Yes, ma'am.
about that.
The question is, I usually get panicked and nervous in interview. How will I solve this issue?
Okay. So, first of all, let us identify the reason for the panic. Is it at every interview or it is certain interviews? Let try to identify that what is exactly bothering you when it comes to. So, I'm sure that everybody sitting here would have gone through this. So, my suggestions would be something like um, rehearsing using your body language also. Okay, before you go for the interview, um, currently, my dear friends, there is a lot of AI tools which actually can interview you, and as in, your live, you can do that. You can speak to them, and it helps you to identify what are your flaws, and you can record it for yourself. Once you record yourself, you can watch it again, and it really helps you. I normally tell everybody who goes for an interview not to just jump into the interview. Prior to that, always rehearse, okay, with the people, with your friends, in front of the mirror, then in front of I mean, whatever, the Zoom with your friends, and then ask them for the feedback. That is the only way to get rid of the nervous. Why we get nervous is because we don't use our nerves, or we have not practiced it earlier, because we are concerned about our body language, gestures, the way you speak. So everything adds up towards that. So I would recommend you to pay attention to that, practice, and then go for the interview. I hope that I have answered the question. Yeah, ma'am, I can't easily make friends. Hesre, I think we addressed it already, right? I like Krishnendu says, then they make questions, whatever you speak. That's also there. Certain times when you go for the interview, they do have a set of questions. But understand that you are attending the interview only once, but they are actually speaking to 80, 70 people. Isn't it, Janvi? How boring is that for you? Okay. So they are
Yes,
also run short of, and then questions which are they are bored. So what I would suggest you, it's a conversation when you go for an interview. Okay. It's not that they ask you a question and you answer. They ask you a question, you answer. You put across situations, interesting conversations that they are interested in listening to you also. So I always say that in meetings, you be interested. Okay. But in an interview, you need to be interesting and interested also. So, for example, if they ask good questions, you can always ask, "Oh, that's a beautiful question. Okay, I would love to know more about it." So, likewise, you can add essence to this interviews. Um, Sujata, going with blank mind means one thing, you need to be prepared. Okay, don't go without preparation because you think that you'll be overconfident, but that will not help you out. Because imagine from a interviewer's perspective, they expect the interview to prepare very well. Yes or no? That is important. Okay. So blank in the sense like don't have too much of what we call it as expectations. You say that this is the time that I have. I'm going to do rock it. I'm going to bring out my best. Have that affirmation in you. Yeah, we are going to, don't worry. Okay, Janvi. So if we have had enough questions, probably we can call it a day. Janvi.
yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you guys. Wishing you all the very best. I hope that we have done justice to both the topics. That is the positive attitude and soft skills. So in the next days, you will be meeting many facilitators, and you will definitely be able to learn from each other and have different perspective. I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's always a really wonderful experience to have you on
Thank you,
this
Jan.
session. Yes, ma'am. Thank you
So,
so much, ma'am.
friends, yeah, thank you so much, Janvi. Thank you, friends, and wishing you all the very best. Good luck to you, all of you. Yeah, bye bye. So, I will leave. What should I click? Can I leave? Click on the leave, Janvi.
Yes, ma'am. You can click.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am. You
thank you
can click.
so. Oh, thank.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, thank you. As students, you can always put in your comments for the trainer, Rakhi ma'am. How was the session? Just put in the Q&A section. We'll have 2 to 3 more trainers for the next sessions. Students, please put in your feedback for Rakhi ma'am's session. I'm waiting for 2 minutes and then we'll wind up. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, Monica, for the feedback. Thank you, Irfan. Thank you, Ria. Thank you, Nishi. Thank you, Arunagiri. Thank you, Rohini. Thank you, Saloni. Waiting for 2 more minutes and then we'll wind. Thank you, Dharvi. Thank you, Afreen. Thank you, Tufan. Thank you, Divisha. Thank you, Dharani. Thank you so much for this positive feedback. So students, that's it for today's session. Now we'll wind up the session. Thank you all for your positive feedback. Rajeshi, thank you. We'll wind up for today, and tomorrow again, we'll meet at 10 a.m. for the Cambridge session. Thank you, Amit. There will be another trainer who will be taking the Cambridge session. Thank you all. Have a nice day. Thank you.